Hi everybody, this is the Quantanova team. We're back, and there's a new thinking model out there. It's literally been released 3 hours ago, as time of this recording. So we don't have much time because we in South Africa and we have a load shedding problem. The team's come up with a nice question, and we actually want to ask this new model, which is called EXAONE Deep 32B. And as you can see right here, it's been updated only 3 hours ago. So let's give it a try. Let's see. Doesn't even know about load shedding. So are you aware of load shedding, how you can prevent it or solve it, and what would you do to solve the problem? So here we go. Spinning up the model now. So it knows what load shedding is. Okay, let's get more into the thinky part of things. So I'm not going to go too much in depth here. Let's see what it actually comes in. Preventing load shedding would involve enhancing supply reliability. So they know for a fact that
Makes sense.
our transmission and substations are old, ancient, in fact, in terms of technology wise, and it's coal powered, but these things just are not well maintained. Diversify natural gas. We have natural gas on our Eastern Cape side, very close to Mossel Bay, called Moss Gas, just off the coast of Mossel Bay. And even Shell was there. They did the research of actually finding that we have natural gas, and we have natural gas in the Karoo. There's no reason why we should be struggling with a power problem. Invest in backup power. That's what some of us did. So we actually were forced to do that. I'm forced to do that, especially running all the servers here and improving maintenance. So it knows what to do. This is the basic stuff. Let's see if it can come up with anything else. Managing demand, right? Okay, so this I think is stupid. It's brilliant that it came up with it, but if you're going to manage incentives, that's just going to make people to not use power. But how does a country thrive? Use power to increase production.
There's also, how can you give someone, what can you give someone for not using electricity? Like, how can you provide a value, like a numerical value to not using power? It's like, how are we going to give you an incentive for just not using electricity? It doesn't make sense.
You know, there's this thing that we have in South Africa called the lottery, right? So why don't they do like a lottery for UFC tickets? Like a flight over to whichever country that's happening to fight the UFC, and then get a UFC fight ticket just there and then. That would be great. Okay, we literally have 2 minutes, guys, in this video before Dan and Simone goes. So let's really push this
Before we go dark.
Okay, infrastructure upgrades. Yes. Oh no. Renewable energy. Yes. Demand side. Demand side management. So this is clever.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
It's actually thought quite well. I'm actually surprised. Okay, so just before they knock off, there's a funny one that we actually want to ask. So I want to ask a new question. And the question is simple. Pretend you're the most hillbilly rapper on the planet, and I want you to rap a few verses. Doing like
Rapper needs 2 Ps.
Yeah.
That's not a rapper.
That's a This was, guys. Here we go. Howdy, y'all. Step back. This ain't no tip fast. I'm a hillbilly rapper. Spit fire like a fast.
Hold on. I don't think you should be the one reading this out. I think we should nominate Fun.
She's not gonna do that because she's got like 30 seconds left. Alright, let's try this again. Your basic like lemonade stand without the sugar.
Sugar.
Your ringtones ain't got no swagger.
Ooh.
Call you a buddy, but you're more likely to what?
Like a
toady?
Cody.
You're the Wi-Fi that's always at 0.
Zero.
Zero. Come on, Shauna.
Strumming a banjo, leading in my truck. Y'all, I'm a rapper with my straw hat stuck.
Hey.
Got a 67 Chevy, engine humming slow.
Oh.
She's just a robot. Ain't got no soul, yo. Calling you up. You give me a hello, sir. Your voice shifter had a hitchhiker's thumb.
Okay.
That's not bad. Oh. We just saw it just go ching. So
Yeah, look at that.
Myself and Francois left.
Look at this. Wait, no. Look at that. gone.
But yeah, as you can see, that's load shedding in a nutshell. Now you guys get to see it and experience it for the first time on the tube live. Well, it's not really live. We'll see it when this video goes out.
But essentially, like Dan mentioned, it didn't have a rhyme scheme. But now going into it, its final thing seems to have some sort of rhyme scheme in the beginning. But if you go down to like verse 2 or 3, I see it falls off.
No, it's still there. Flare, despair,
Oh wait, yeah.
melt, dealt, bad, bed to destiny, y'all call, follow, follow. That's getting
Okay.
there.
It's definitely getting there.
Yep. So I would say definitely.
Well, it is better than the Quinn model that we tested.
Yes. So
100%.
strangely enough, and I think this is, if we're not mistaken, this is a reasoning model. So we're just going to read through it. So it's quite exceptionally reasoning in math and coding. So you know what? Let's give it a coding example. So let's see if it can do that. Simple, but yet realistic coding task.
And Red, you said this is a 32 billion parameter model.
32 billion parameter model has got a little bit of legs. It's like the entry level to legs.
So would you say this is a fair comparison between the this model and the Quinn model that we tested, the QWQ model?
Yep, same amount of parameters. We'll look at how much space it takes up. So some 32 billion parameters models takes up maybe 17 to 19 gigs. I think this is a 19 gig, so it's more like on the upper echelon, almost to 33 billion parameters. But
Okay.
we'll see how this thing goes. Okay. Well, it failed. It's failing.
So that nothing happened.
Yeah, it failed. And this is why we do those type of tests. Because when people say this type of things, and they say, here's the references, you know what, let's go to Hugging Face. I think it's good in the thinking side of things to sort of blow out hallucinations. So it puts up the hallucinations and the rethinks, but it was and then gives you a final answer, which is the reinforcement method, which is great. Just when it comes down to these type of benchmarks, and from what we can see there, the EXAONE 32B is against the Quinn 32B, the QWQ 32B, the R1 Llama 70B, and the DeepSeek. Oh, it's going against the big boy. And you're saying this thing's beating the reasoning model. I find
Stop the cap.
So these benchmarks look right, especially when they make up things like this. So there's this thing called synthetic tests, and a lot of the times the people train the LLM to pass the synthetic test better, instead of it just having the legs to actually get it done. You know what? Let's give it another test, another coding test. Let's just not smash it too bad.
Maybe just something simple like falling leaves.
This is actually a harder test than the confetti. I'm not gonna lie. Francois may think it's easy.
It would be very interesting if it solves this instead of the confetti one, though.
So
That would be quite interesting.
We know for a fact that DeepSeek V3 can do it.
Yeah.
And if DeepSeek V3 can do it, DeepSeek R1 can do it. So if this can't do it, then we know for a fact it's not
Those
better.
statistics doesn't, like, it's in direct controversy with what we're showing you guys right now.
Yeah, and that's what we do. You know what? We actually want to tell you the truth about some of these models. We're not going to give you some bunch of lies or whatever. Yeah. Oh,
And
now
there
it's
we go.
executing. Now it's going to execute. Let's see.
Okay. So that's not leaves.
Oh, this is it. And they said this thing's good at coding.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Well, I guess
Debunked.
debunked again. Models that saying they this, but they're not. They just don't have the legs. I think the only real model we truly are impressed with is, funnily enough, Gemma 3. Yeah, but that's why I said Gemma 3, not gonna lie, Google, well done. Very well done. We tested out the 5 models. The 5 models from Microsoft, we're not impressed. Still not. Come up with a bigger model, Microsoft. Come up with a 32p or 70p model that can really, that's got some legs to it. To actually see really, can this do some stuff? And if you want to put reasoning on it, we'll test it for you. If you want to go bigger, we'll also test it for you. And
We'll test anything you throw away.
Yeah, we got servers that can hit up to a 700 billion parameter model. So exactly, we'll hit them with something hard and test it thoroughly. And if you guys have any questions in the comments, just leave them there, and then we'll even ask these LLMs when they come out new, can they answer this question?
Want some new content, so definitely go in the comments, leave us a question that you want to hear, and we'll definitely be sure to ask the newest LLM that comes out.
100%. And on that note, that's it for us.
That's a sign off.
Peace.